One of the biggest problems I found when I was dealing at Ashraf, unfortunately, was our own State Department. Now, it's no secret, it's been well publicized. Our State Department did not send a lot of its best, but it sent second and third tier people to Ashraf, to Iraq to work. We are still paying the price of that one to this day. One worker that was specifically assigned to Ashraf was a very hostile influence, would come up and very much belittling, generating reports that were totally wrong, and I found out painfully she was feeding the National Security Advisor, Rubier, sensitive information which he was feeding straight to Iran. And also I found, working with the State Department, they were very stovepiped. When I came back to the United States, a personal commitment to now Lieutenant General Jack Gardner, even though I was assigned back to the Pentagon, I was going to go to the State Department and work the issue. General Gardner remains a friend to this day. We stay in continual communication up to including this week. And likewise, fellow warriors, we always stay together. I committed to him I would continue to work this issue. When I got to the State Department, I found people working the Ashraf issue had no idea. I had to show them the photos. I had to show them pictures of the leadership. I had to basically give them Ashraf 101. We also addressed the issues of did they attack the Kurds. I provided them documentation from Mr. Zubari, who is the head of the Kurdistan Democrat Party International Relations, who said they didn't. The very next report coming out from the State Department claimed they did. And it was very, very frustrating to work with people who weren't talking to each other and weren't working with each other and was actually basing their intelligence on rumors, which brings me to the point. Their intelligence reports. I keep being told, oh, we have classified documents. And I'd asked the State Department, I said, okay, let's go over them. I have a top secret clearance with special accesses, and from Department of Energy, I have a Q clearance. How much more top secret do you want? Well, we can't show them to you. Then how do we validate them? And we never were able to see those documents to confirm the validity. We need to go ahead and have the openness with the State Department. Show us what you've got. If you don't, then we have to assume you're basing it on rumors. One serious rumor, and I'll move on quickly, that concerned Ashraf, we received from this same agent while I was there, this State Department person, is they were recruiting and training Iraqis to go ahead and join. Given the name of the compound and the grids, I went to the compound with Fareed, and what we found were Iraqi workers staying there during the week because if they came and left, the death squads would pick them up and kill them. They would take the paycheck home to the family on the weekend, stay with the family, and come back. They were local workers, nothing more. Again, I found myself chasing what I called foxfires, which is like swamp gas, continually getting to where the source of the light is claimed to be, and you get there, there is no light. I fear that a lot of the State Department reports are just like this. Let me tell you right now, the Mالكي government can't be trusted. We found we were continually busting illegal Iraqi detention facilities to include on the Minister of Interior's own compound. One of my own convoys was attacked, and one of my soldiers picked up the tab on that one when they were driving through an Iraqi checkpoint, and as the police went running to hide, the convoy commander realized he's in the middle of a fight. And sure enough, the fight immediately kicked up. Recently, Mالكي has attacked his own demonstrations in Baghdad, but that was both Shia and Sunni, and he attacked them and had his troops attack them with guns, knives, and bayonets and clubs. This government cannot be trusted to do the harder right instead of the easier wrong. We can expect no better of the Málkí government with a PMOI. And don't take these assurances. And I say to Hillary Clinton, do not take assurances that Málkí's saying, oh, it's okay, we'll do the right thing. We need to stop reacting with rumors and saying, oh, the Mujahideen did this, the MEC did this, the MEC did that, and then go with facts. And when the facts are pointed out, these rumors quickly disappear. It almost reminds me, unfortunately, the way it carries on, especially at State Department, the old John Wayne movie, Liberty Valance. When a legend becomes a fact, print the legend. Unfortunately, our State Department continues to use the rumors as the fact and then print those rumors. As I mentioned at the beginning of this briefing, our forefathers gave us the means of reevaluating what we are doing as a nation. We do need at this time to take actions to prevent this from being a mistake in our history. We've made mistakes in the past. Slavery was a mistake. The way we treated the Native Americans was a mistake. The way we treated the Japanese Americans was a mistake. Let's fix this mistake before it becomes permanently locked in history. It is already the cost in the lives of a lot of good people. Now we have the opportunity to step forward. And I would call on the State Department to do the harder right instead of the easier wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you.
For the past few hours, we've been treated to a wide array of expertise from some of the most distinguished public servants in our country. It's now my task to summarize a few of the lessons that we've learned over the past few hours. I think first, it's absolutely essential that we open Camp Ashraf to the world's media. That we open it to the European Union, to human rights organizations, to Iraqi parliamentarians and American senators and congressmen who want to visit. Publicity is the best antidote to the corruption and lawlessness that we've seen demonstrated so vividly on that video by the Iraqi regime, and it's the best safeguard for the residents of Camp Ashraf. Second, I think that we need to demand, not ask, but demand that the findings of the U.S. team that visited Camp Ashraf after the latest tragedy be made public immediately. We have no confidence in the ability or willingness of the Iraqi government to conduct this investigation. And third, the U.S. State Department needs to delist the NEK immediately. Time is running out. Lives are at stake. For the United States, this is a case where American interests of opposing the regime in Tehran are entirely consistent with American values of freedom and democracy. And in fact, these same values of freedom and democracy are shared by the residents of Camp Ashraf and by millions of Iranians inside Iran and in exile around the world. A tide of democracy is rising across the Middle East, and I'm confident that one day it will sweep across Iran as well. I'd like to invite all members of the panel before we break to join me in paying respects at the memorial to the heroes of Camp Ashraf to the left of the podium. And I also want to thank all of you for coming today and to please join me in thanking all of our panelists. Thank you very much.